what do you think is the one cultural shock or the difference you couldn't believe was real? The cultural shock you experienced in Sweden. So far you've been here for about 8 months. So welcome back to my channel, and today is going to be a social outing, a social session. This is not academic, this is social. So in this channel, in this session, sorry, not channel, we'll be enjoying ourselves. So let me introduce to you Titi Lokpe. Titi Lokpe is in Sweden. We're in Sweden right now. We're in a place called Lund. Lund in Sweden, southern Sweden. And if you've heard of Lund, it's definitely Lund University. So Titi Lokpe is a master student at Lund University. She's studying media and communication, and it's a 2-year program.
Media and communication studies.
Okay, media and communication studies.
Yeah.
It's a 2-year program, and she's been in Sweden for 8 months, 1 year, 8 months, right?
Yeah, about 8 months. Yeah.
So Titi Lokpe has been in Sweden for 8 months, and she has some experiences to share. Right from when she moved from Nigeria, 8 months. She left Nigeria, I think August.
Yeah, August.
August, yes. And right now she's a Swede. so so right now she has lots of experiences to share with us, but she will just share some part of the experience, how she moved from Nigeria. She's from Nigeria, yes. Titi Lokpe is from Nigeria, so she will share experiences on how she moved from Nigeria to Sweden, and maybe the first cultural shock she observed, or what she could tell you. Okay, this is the difference between Nigeria and Sweden. So let's hear from Titi Lokpe. Over to you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll talk about my experience coming to Sweden and how long the journey was for me. I mean, basically, before coming to Sweden, I naturally thought that it would just be like the flight, then okay, like 2 days, not up to 2 days, but let's just say 2 days should cover everything, and then I should be settled there and all. But it took way longer than that, because then there was the travel ban, the ban on
The
international
lockdown.
flights here because of COVID-19 lockdown, and so I had to go through Cotonou, that's Benin Republic, and then getting there were some issues at the airport and were not my fault, and some of us were denied boarding, so we couldn't board the flight that particular day, and I had to sleep at the airport.
You slept at the airport?
Yeah, I did, which was really, I don't know, because initially when we were denied boarding, it felt like,
Why were you denied boarding?
okay, they gave so many flimsy excuses, and even till today I can't be so, I'm not so sure of what the exact reason was. Someone said one of us was rude to them, but generally, basically, I think it's just because we moved from Nigeria to go to another country for the flight. That was basically the issue, that we are Nigerians, and so I couldn't board my flight that night, and I slept at the airport the following day. And so the following day, I had two options. It was either I go back to Nigeria and wait till the lockdown, till the ban is lifted, or I look for another flight. And going back to Nigeria is like, it's, I don't know,
It's like
because
starting your
it's
journey from beginning.
yeah, going back, I'm not so sure of when I'll be able to travel, considering when my lectures will start and all. So taking another flight seemed like the best option for me. But then, it was like an impromptu thing. I didn't book earlier or something. So I had to look for a flight for that exact day. So my friends and I that had this issue, we went to another airline. We tried booking that, but because of the news that they got, that that the first airline denied us boarding, so they felt, although we explained the issue to them, that it wasn't like we did anything, but they were scared of what that might lead to. I don't know, probably business thing, or I don't know. So we had to, it was not the third option, that we went to their office, and so they agreed to book the ticket for us. But it was the price for that was times 2 of the first one.
Wow.
So it was more like I was stranded in somewhere. Okay, I wouldn't say stranded, but it felt like that, in a place where I didn't know anyone, and so I had to like take that option. That was like the only option I had, so I took that. And yeah, I got to so I got to Sweden, and so initially the first flight was meant to go to Copenhagen, but because of the new flight and all, I went to Stockholm, which is like further to Lund compared to Copenhagen. So I went there, and then I got to Stockholm, and
Wait. How long was this your journey? The arrival to Benin Republic, the cancellation,
Okay.
the boarding of a new flight,
That
down
was
to
like,
Stockholm.
I think that should be like 3-4 days.
Oh my God.
Because I went to Benin Republic on the first day, and then I was meant to take my flight the second day, which I couldn't take. Then I waited till the third day to take another flight, and I got here the fourth day. Yeah, I got there on the fourth day.
4 days journey.
That's
That's something
why I said
else.
It's not really.
It should be a 2 days journey, but it became 4 days.
Yeah, it became longer. So then I got to Stockholm, and like I couldn't find my bags, the 2 luggages. I couldn't find them.
Wow.
The journey was really, really rough. So then we had to file some complaints there too, and the receptionist promised to send our bags to wherever it is that we are going to. I think a friend also had that issue.
Wow, you see what people do to Japa. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I had a very pleasant flight experience when I moved. You know, I boarded my flight ticket for economy, and I was upgraded to business class. So I flew business class, you know, a very nice business class to Stockholm. You know?
Okay, it seems like our journey are like more than opposite.
Yeah, I had a pleasant journey. You had a horrible journey. You want to Japa, I want to travel.
What do you mean by that? So good.
Okay, that's my way. So when you arrived Stockholm, you couldn't find your bag.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I mean, after filing the complaint, they said we should just go because the bags might not get there that day. And we like tried asking for the reason, like what could have happened. And instead, it's possible the bags are not. I don't know how they explain, but probably it was mixed up with another, whatever. I don't know. So I had to leave because it was getting late, and Stockholm to London is still like I think 4 hours. So I had to just leave, and okay. And before that day, I already one of the mentors here got the keys to my room for me, so that made it kind of like easier. And then I got to from the airport, the train I was meant to take, I wasn't so sure of where the track is because
the simple truth is this: on your first day of arriving to Stockholm, you must get lost. You must lose your way. I promise you. If you get to the train station, you know, let's say the Stockholm to Central Station is like an underground tunnel with different trains at different level. Just see it as a building. This is like something like let's say eight-story building in the ground. You know, that's the height. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. You will definitely lose your way. So she got lost.
Yeah, which was like terrible. Like adding that to the whole experience I had. Okay, and it's okay probably because I am kind of like picky with food. So after the 4 days journey, I didn't like really eat anything. It was more of jokes for me.
Wow.
The food I got on the plane too was like terrible, so I didn't eat that. Scared my stomach might react badly to it. So I was tired, and then getting lost in the at the airport again was like really annoying. Then I kept going up and down trying to look for the exact place. Eventually I got the track. Then I took the train, but it was meant to be like, you know, the way we have like stopovers for planes, yeah, something like that. So I got to Stockholm Central Station where I was meant to take the connecting train, and I missed that. I missed that because I was looking for the track again, looking for where to. It was no, it was.
Please, let's now talk about the good things. It seems
Okay.
right from when you left Nigeria to
Yeah.
Benin Republic to Stockholm, some spirits were following.
No, but the thing is, actually, even though I had like those challenges and all, I mean, looking back now, it was part of like, should I say, a beautiful story?
Okay,
Yes.
let's hear the
Honestly,
beautiful.
it is.
Let's hear the beautiful story. Really. Okay. Now you've arrived Stockholm.
Yeah.
From Stockholm, you finally found your way somehow. You joined the train from
Yes,
Stockholm
yes.
to Lund. That should be about 4 or 5 hours. You now
Yeah.
arrived Lund.
Yes, yes. But before I go to that, one good thing that happened at the central station is when I
Stockholm
missed,
Central Station.
yeah,
Okay.
when I missed the train. I mean, then should I say the natural thing is to like buy another ticket for the next one, which is like a lot of money. So, but calling those people, I explained to them. I
Call
am a
which
student.
people?
The more like
The authorities, the management.
the management. I called them and explained to them what happened. I missed the train. I'm a student, and they just told me to take the next one.
You didn't
Which
have
was,
to
it
pay.
was I didn't have to like buy another ticket or anything. They told me to take and they told me the exact track to go to, and that was what really helped me. It made it very easy for me to find the track. So I think when it comes to students, they are very receptive and they are always like willing to help, which is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. If you're a student here, you're like, you're well respected. You have so many discounts. You have so many advantages. You can get away with some things. So being a student is an advantage in Sweden.
Yeah. So that like.
So
that
you didn't buy
was-
another ticket. You
I
already
didn't
you used
buy
an
it.
expired ticket because you were a student and you were authoritatively allowed to.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So you now moved to Lund, got your key, and started flexing.
Well, yes, something like that. I got to London and flexing. I'll say that.
Lund is rated the best university in Sweden by QS.
Yeah, I'm always proud to say
Ranking.
that.
I know, and they feel as if they are. If you say I'm a student of Lund,
Lund.
we are currently making this video in Lund, and if you meet in Lund, they'll be like, we are students of Lund.
You should know that, yeah, like the number one university.
Right, I'm a student of Sodaton. Sodaton is the youngest, brightest.
Please, what are you trying to do?
Lund is over 200 years of age. The university has been existing in over 200 years. But
Yes.
Sodaton is about 20-something years. Now Lund is old, memory loss.
Old, wise.
All those things.
No.
You know the things that happen when people get really like 200 years, they can't walk well.
So I cannot walk well right now. Is that what you're saying? No, you can't do that comparison, honestly.
So okay, let's talk about what do you think is the one cultural shock or the difference you couldn't believe was real? The cultural shock you experienced in Sweden. So far you've been here for about 8 months.
Yeah, there are so many of them, but okay, let me just start with the whole academic setting. Even before I left Nigeria, I was already told, like I was informed that you don't have to like refer to your lecturers as professor, whatever. You just call them by their first name. So I mean, I had that in my head, like yes, I don't have to call them. But doing it felt kind of a bit awkward for me initially, because I wasn't like used to that at all. If you can't even like mistakenly call a professor in Nigeria a doctor, it's like a huge thing. So at first it was, and that it was a bit awkward for me, and I couldn't like, even in class I couldn't really like relate to for my first course, I couldn't really relate to the lecturer very well. But I mean, now I can call any of them by their name. It's not a big deal again. Yeah, and there was a day we were in class, and one of the students said that, I mean, the lecturer was talking, then he not really like he spoke off and told the lecturer that he wants to go and pick his kid in school.
Why the
Man
class
said,
is on?
Why the class was going on, and man said, yeah, it's fine, I understand, you can go. And then he now said that any one of us that is his friend can like, if you pass any important information during the lecture, that they can pass it to him afterwards, that so it is fine, they can leave. And I'm like, what is this?
In Nigeria,
You
if
can't
you
even
leave F,
You can't even do that, like.
you will be warned.
And it was not like, I mean, it wasn't like he was really asking for permission, because he knows that the man will allow you. It was just more of like, let me just
Authoritatively telling
let
him,
me let him, just to let him know that I am going.
I'm going
It
out of
wasn't
class.
like I am asking for permission to leave, but I am going. So I was really really surprised. Like, wow, these people are. Should I say it's more of they take things very simple. Like they don't.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
There's
and
this the society is quite simpler compared to us. Ours is a society of norm and respect by titles, respect by recognition. But the respect is not based on title, not based on recognition.
do you know that the thing there is that even though we call them by their names and they are free with us, you talk to them like there isn't this. It's more like we even respect them more. I mean, respect shouldn't is not really about you calling the title of this thing, but there's this regard we have for them regardless of that. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
it's really
Everyone that comes
cool.
to Sweden will likely have that cultural shock. I also had it, even though I have always known that you can call people by their first name. But till even right now, in my emails, I still write "Dear Prof." And my professor will reply, "Please just call me by my name, by my
Yeah,
first
you can
name."
just say I Annette or
So,
whatever.
so in class, you see people they want to say something, they will call the professor by the name, say Titi, and I was like,
Yes.
but if I want to talk, subconsciously I will say, "Excuse me, prof," you know. So,
Yeah.
but I'm proud of that. I'm a Nigerian, and Nigeria helped put that into me. I find it difficult. I find it awkward calling my professor by the first name. But I try to because they become more comfortable with me when I call them by their first names. If I call a professor prof, he becomes uncomfortable. So if
Yes.
it's even to my own good to call a professor by their first name. So I'm learning that.
Yeah, then another thing is I noticed that the respect is kind of like mutual. The way you respect them, they also respect the students a lot. There was a day in class that one of my classmates asked. She wanted to ask a question, and she was like, "I am sorry, this question might be a bit stupid, but I need to ask." And the lecturer immediately she was like, "No, no, no, there is no stupid question. That just ask your question, and you don't have to apologize. I mean, you're asking your question. Why do you have to say I am sorry? Did you do something wrong?" And really, I think that even like helped the lady boosted her confidence kind of, and she was able to ask a question. But I mean, and they always tell us that there is no wrong answer here. There is no wrong answer. That whatever a person says, listen, not because don't just um like undermine the person that what he or she will say is like nonsense or something. There's still like a sense in it, which has really helped my confidence when it comes to academics and all. They'll tell you there is no stupid answer.
Well, in my school in Nigeria, you don't ask stupid questions.
No, but do you know that? Are you okay? Let's not go that route at all. Yeah, but I don't know. It's still kind of. I mean, the system is still a bit different, and yeah.
Okay, so let's move from cultural shock to generally life in Sweden, And Sweden, the geography of Sweden is kind of different from Nigeria, the climate, the environment. Even in Sweden, the northern Sweden and southern Sweden seem to be two world apart. Why this region is very, 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 very cold. This region is very, very cold. This one is very, 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 very cold. This one is very, very cold. While in Nigeria is hot. So it's totally different. So how do you see the environment generally? You've experienced Swedish winter. You came in during when summer was ending.
Yeah.
You're currently experiencing Swedish spring. So you have experienced two seasons, okay. You've experienced one season fully. You experienced
Mm.
half of this season and half of this season. So what do you think about the Swedish weather environment compared it to Nigerian weather?
Compared to Nigeria, where they're like, I mean, they're still like polar opposites. Because it is very hot in Nigeria, and here it is like very, very cold. There are times that during the winter, yeah, basically during the winter, most times when I'm going out, I have to like, like 3 layers of clothes. So then I always feel like kind of very fat or heavy when I'm going out because I have to wear like 3 layers of clothes, yes, so that I will still feel the cold, but then it reduces the how much I'll feel cold. So, but yeah, it's still kind of cool. I don't know because when I go out, there's this fresh the fresh air. you can't compare the fresh air here to the one in Nigeria.
What do
It's
you
not
mean?
the
Wait,
same
wait,
thing.
wait, wait, wait. What do you mean? You mean that the fresh air?
No. Okay, probably because the should I say humidity here is kind of, it's different. So the fresh air is a bit cold. The fresh air in Nigeria is hot. So, but I am enjoying it so far, and I enjoy the snow too. If despite the cold, you still kind of enjoy it. Should I say?
We'd like to see your snow pics.
Oh, yeah, I took like several. Yeah, I'll show them to you. Yeah, I took like very fine snow pictures. I remember the day I went out to like take pictures, although it was like very cold, but I still had to like take the pictures.
So you can show the world.
Yeah, so you can see. Yeah, but that was my first time of like seeing snow, and I experienced it. And
Snow is beautiful,
Beautiful,
but
yeah.
it doesn't feel beautiful. It is beautiful, but if you know how they are feeling while taking those pictures,
yeah.
they are frozen.
So bad. Yeah, but the spring, well, spring is just like showing up now. So at times I don't think it should still be this cold, but it's still like very cold.
Well,
Yeah, I am
So
hoping
is-
and waiting for.
what else do
summer.
you want to share with us?
What else? Well, Sweden is very cool. Honestly, yeah, it is. And yeah, it is just cool.
What do you do for
You know
fun?
this? What do I?
You know, considering there is a pandemic,
Yeah.
and you know, how is even the pandemic situation in Lund? Do you feel that there is really a pandemic? You know, do you
Yeah,
have
I
your
mean, I
nose
still-
masks, your sanitizers? Do you avoid going? Are you always in the house? You know, how was even the experience? You know, Sweden or Lund specifically in the pandemic.
Well, okay. Let me just say the day I got to London, I was with my nose mask. I used it, and it was kind of a bit weird because everybody around me, like none of them used. So it was very obvious that this is like a new person or something, and they kept looking at me weird, like I'm the one that okay, like I'm the one that has
COVID.
you know, yeah. But I was just trying to like prevent myself. So I go. Well, I still feel that there is COVID-19 because I mean our lectures are online. We're not going to class, and yeah, I still feel that. And what do I do for fun? Yeah, I read.
Well,
I read novels and I watch movies. Then I go out with my friends. We go out for dinner, for drinks.
so when are you inviting me for my own dinner? Please, let's go for a dinner. Thank you very much for being part of this fun session. See you in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Yes.